G'day, guys. There's a bit of controversy amongst certain people on how many people die in soccer every year. Well, let's really take a look at some of the evidence. So I'll just share my screen. So this was a video that was done earlier today between Art Kay and Phil Escott. And so I'm just watching it actually currently on Phil's, just to give him a bit of additional viewing time in that regard. So I've given likes on both, but let's just share it and watch it. So this is when they're actually talking about this. Here's Dan, the little twit.
See claims. I see a headline from a tabloid. I don't see any trend. I don't see any data.
Yeah, he sees a tabloid thing. He sees no trend. Did he investigate to see whether there was or wasn't a trend before he made a comment just like that? An opinion, an ill-informed opinion with no evidence?
Yeah, we don't see any data from you either, Dan, except those three.
Exactly, and Bart's correct. Where's your data? You're claiming something. Where's your data, Dan?
Pieces that you produced an hour ago, all of which you misinterpreted badly, completely and utterly.
Have you seen the videos of them all collapsing? Have you seen them being stretched off the pitch?
Oh, that's just play acting, Phil. That's what that is. It's dramatic. It's disaster porn that's being made there. That's all that's happening. You'll see those footballers back next week sitting in the stands laughing. They're not dead. It's not real. Show me the peer-reviewed article that shows that it was real.
Yeah, that's normal.
No, it fucking...
That's normal.
Isn't, Dan, you pathetic little cunt.
Oh, damn, he just demonetized this. You know, God, yeah, can't control himself, old Mr. K, Lord K. No control over himself.
See, Dan says, why are you ignoring the data, Phil? Why are you ignoring the data, Phil? And then you point to some data without actually providing the data, but saying, look, it's there if you want to go and check. The rates of most notably association football, soccer players dropping dead like flies at a rate vastly above anything they have in any previous, no, it's normal. Oh, okay. Our mistake, Dan, completely. Obviously, because it doesn't fit with your narrative. Therefore, Phil, you're wrong. And where's your tinfoil hat, son?
Dan's probably sent him a hat already.
Fuck me. Are we serious here?
Oh, shit. Even more demonetization. Can't control himself, that Mr. K.
Let's look at him. Not even a smile there that would show that he's taking the piss. The man really believes this fucking rancid pustulous garbage. It's normal.
Well, he does. These people are so damn brainwashed. They do. It shouldn't surprise us at all. They actually believe this. They believe the narrative. They've had 2 years of brainwashing, severe brainwashing, and it has worked. As I've said, the old orators goes way back to then. If you say a lie long enough, people start believing it.
Of course, footballers drop dead all the time in huge numbers, vastly above anything they have in previous years. Or it's climate change that's doing it, or stress because of some fucking thing, or the moronic variant is causing it somehow.
This is why, as you well know, the average football match goes into myocarditis time and always has done.
Of course.
It does.
Of course, yes. And so when they're talking about, before they came up with the concept of penalties, association football matches used to be decided after 2 periods of extra time. They used to decide it with what they called drop-off, which was every minute each team lost a player until somebody scored a goal. And now they're just doing it with myocarditis instead of sitting these blokes down. It's brilliant.
Yes, it's such innovation in the Football Association realm. Let's look. This is the list of association footballers who died while playing. And this is actually Wikipedia, not me, not anyone else saying it. You know, these are actual reports they've taken, and there's this university that actually does some of the research and provides that data. So this isn't me saying it or whatever. Let's take a look at the report. So this is the Americans' frontline doctors. 5-fold increase in sudden cardiac and unexplained deaths amongst FIFA athletes in 2021. The data's there, Dan, if you want to look at it. You know, little brainwashed little boy. If you want to look at it, it's there. It's available. You know, these are the number of the professionals. I'm not going to go into all that. I go down here. They do mention that according to Wikipedia, list of association footballers who died while playing, the previous one, between 2001 and 2020, there was an average of 4.2 deaths per year attributed to sudden death. You know, okay. Now let's look at the actual figures here. And this is calculations according to the BMJ, British Medical Journal, during that period, 21 died and have died so far this year. So that was the previous data. And there's been 5 cases per year. Now there's actually been this amount. 21 players have died so far this year, because this was done in the end of, close to the end of last year. Okay, so if we calculate that and look at it, so 21 players, divide that by the average, which is 4.2 for those other years, is 5-fold increase. That's a 5-fold increase. Okay, so a 5-fold increase is, you remember, like when you go double anything, you increase it. So 1 going to 2 is 100%, 200%, 300. It's 400% basically. So the increase is 400%. So is that a normal? No, 400% is not normal. That is a 400% increase in incidence compared to the previous averaged years. Even if we go on, let's say we go on the 5 cases, 21 divided by 5 in that case, it's still at that number, a 4.2-fold, which is basically 320%. Still massive compared to previous years. So the incidents are way above what normally should be for athletes. Now let's look what these sort of things. They've already removed this from YouTube. The censorship is working overtime, so that doesn't surprise me. It won't be too long before they remove this as well. You know, remove all evidence. And I wouldn't be surprised that even if this basically gets taken down, I would not be surprised at all. You know, so in the most cases, the cause of collapse was heart-related, including myocarditis, pericarditis, heart attack, or cardiac arrest, with the second most prevalent cause being clotting events. And we know what the Jabba the Hutt's been out there clotting people like mad. Yes, he loves clotting people. You know, it's his favorite pastime. Clots and a few more clots and an extra few more clots. Yes, yes. So where in the past, people may have like left ventricular overgrowth, you know, where their heart remodeling because of lack of taurine, not enough animal foods, and that can actually affect, and then you can actually have, like a lot of athletes have, sudden cardiac arrest and all that. But this time around, it's not that sort of stuff where, where you've got your heart isn't actually functioning properly as an athlete because of lack of taurine. I've discussed this before. In this case, it's something that is unusual, clotting events. That's not normal. That hasn't been happening in the past. But this time around it is. So I wonder what's been affecting that. The second most prevalent, obviously some of those incidents would have been like the normal seasonal, 5 or 6 people that basically just sudden cardiac arrest that we've had in the past. But now the second most prevalent is clotting events. That hasn't been the case in the past. We know that. And we know what causes that. Jabba the Hutt's favourite pastime is clotting events. He loves clotting events. They are his pastime, Let's celebrate another clotting event. Yes, our dear friend Jabba really likes to entertain us. Anyway, I would have to say thank you to my dear friend Bart and Phil for that small bit of info, and where it took me only a few minutes to look into the actual data that's available online. Anybody can go and take a look at it. Anyone. You can, your mum can, your grandmother can, and she'll go, shit, that's a lot compared to the previous years. It only have to be a brainwashed child like Dan who would basically consider that 400% increase in comparison to the previous averaged death rate is normal. Nothing to see here. Dan, you're a twat. You got no idea. You can't even do basic childhood statistics. That's how bad. Or basically, is it inconvenient? Maybe the truth is inconvenient. Maybe that's the real reason, So you just use fancy words and in a disrespectful way speak over people, Somebody should have given you a good spanking when you were young to teach you to be more respectful to your elders. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. Hope you enjoyed it. See yous.